Beer here back in the Fantasy Bar. Friday is here, and we are going happy hour tonight. Every single bat under 4,500 on DraftKings. Some guys I think are underpriced, some great home run spots, some ways to get different or add to your Coors Field exposure. A starting pitcher I absolutely love the strikeout upside for, and my favorite play on the entire slate I think is way too cheap as part of a stack I'm looking at tonight. Who are we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the Fantasy Bar. Welcome in, guys. Friday edition Beers Daily Fantasy Six Pack. Thank you, as always, for stopping by the Fantasy Bar and checking out today's video. Got 6 of my favorite plays ready for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Now, we are going happy hour tonight. What does that mean? It means we're the only bar in town going happy hour on a Friday. Every single bat under 4,500 on DraftKings to help you either load up some Coors Field or find some other high-end stacks or pitching that you're looking at tonight. We're going to give you some cheap bats I'm looking at on this Friday night. Before we get to those plays, do me a favor. Take a second, click that thumbs up button. As I always say, that is the tip jar here on this free video, so thank you for that. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. NFL season right around the corner. So programming note, we will do a couple more videos early next week. Then we will transition to NFL videos. So excited to be back for another season of NFL Six-Pack, along with Pints and Picks. Was very productive and made you some money last year on those videos. Speaking of Pints and Picks, back tonight with 2 MLB prop bets I love, one at plus odds. So make sure you're checking that quick 1-minute video out over on our Scores and Odds YouTube page. All right, enough of the housekeeping. One more note, Coors Field on the docket, Baltimore in Coors. Obviously a spot you're going to want to target. Not telling you not to play Coors. We want to give you some cheap bats to either go with those Coors plays or find ways to get different from those stacks. All right, let's get started with our happy hour first bat. We are rolling with Brandon Nimmo of the Mets. So Nimmo, a great buy low here. I had to go all the way back to mid-May to find a price this low on DraftKings on him. So 4,200, great price point here, just 3,200 on FanDuel's been solid against righties this season. Woba over 350, ISO over 200 dating back to the start of last season. And we know Jonathan Cannon, not a big strikeout guy, so should see plenty of balls in play here for Nimmo and the Mets. Strikeout rate under 15% against left-handed hitters, giving up a 367 Woba and a 232 ISO, so certainly prone to power here. Nimmo has that upside, been productive in the power department, too cheap, take advantage here at just 4,200. All right, let's continue our happy hour and stay in the outfield with Lane Thomas of Cleveland. So shouldn't see a ton of ownership or attention here. We know this guy gives a solid upside with his power that he brings to the table against lefties. Over the last 2 seasons, 394 Woba and a big 212 ISO for him against lefties. Now, been faltering here down the stretch. Woba over 400 and a hard contact rate north of 54% against righties over the past month. So quiet, good spot here for Lane Thomas. Great price and a good matchup with Mr. Falter. All right, let's get you my favorite starting pitcher for Friday night, and we are rolling with Blake Snell of the Giants. Now this one, no surprise, certainly going to have some ownership. Might be the highest owned pitcher on the slate, but we'll get different with our bats. Give us a different look from some of the other builds out there. But Coors Field likely suppresses some of its ownership on Blake Snell. So let's get him in the lineup tonight. Why? Strikeouts. We know they have been there in bunches. In fact, 4 of his last 6 starts, we're talking 10 or more strikeouts. He has shown a huge upside in that department. Now, Miami is a team bottom half of the league in strikeouts against lefties. But you look at the starting lineup, 5 of those projected starters sitting at least 23.5%. Some guys into the 30s here. So I think Snell gets back on track. Rough start last time out, but I think he gets it going here tonight against Miami. Pay those prices and double-digit strikeouts in the cards for Blake Snell. All right, back to happy hour bats with Seth Brown of Oakland. So a lot of times we talk about what are we looking for? We're looking for guys that are cheap, gives us power, heart of the order, and Seth Brown checks all of those boxes. 7 RBI over the last 2 games, so been very productive here of late. Now the numbers overall don't jump off the page against righties, but the power has been there. 187 ISO over the past 2 seasons here. What I really like for Oakland here, the matchup with John Gray, 360 Woba allowed to lefties and a 50% hard contact rate. Seth Brown, one of those off-the-radar plays with some big-time upside. Get him in those Friday night lineups. All right, let's knock out that catcher spot on DraftKings with Cal Raleigh of Seattle. Now, you see a lot of Cal Raleigh here in the six-pack over the course of this season with good reason. Guy's been very good to us, and I like the spot not only for Raleigh, but for Seattle here tonight against Aldegari. This guy is making his major league debut coming up from Double-A, so we'll talk about him here in a minute. But Raleigh been really good against lefties, especially in the power department. 286 the ISO form this year against lefty. Now, Aldegari, again, coming up from Double-A, back in the arm rotation is where this guy kind of projects. ERA over 5 this season at Double-A, so nothing special here. Guy coming in to fill a spot here. I think Seattle can take advantage, put some big numbers on the board, especially with the power of Cal Raleigh. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Friday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. And tonight, giving away some free RotoGrinders swag to the winner. So how do you play? Easy. Click that thumbs up button. Head to the comment section and guess fantasy points for my highest scoring hitter on DraftKings. Whoever's guess is the closest, we're going to ship you some free RotoGrinders swag just for hanging out tonight in the fantasy bar. All right, let's wrap it up with my favorite play for Friday night. No mask, Beast of the Night. All right, we promised you every single bat 4,500 and below. We promised you a stack, and we will deliver here with Randy, a Rosarina of the Mariners, tonight's Beast of the Night. So as I mentioned, really like Seattle as an off-the-radar stack tonight, going against some of those COORS Field stacks, but really good spot here for the Mariners. And Rosarina swinging a good bat right now. 5 games over his last 7, 12 or more DraftKings points, 2 of those games over 20, so showing us a nice floor-ceiling combination here. Solid 238 ISO against lefties and leads the Seattle team with a 365 WOBA against left-handed pitching this season. We talked about Aldegari, the bullpen not much better here, so even if this guy doesn't go deep into the game, which I don't expect, we get into this bullpen, that'll be good news here for the Mariners as well. We're talking bottom 10 in ERA and home runs allowed this season. Any way you stack it, love the Mariners here tonight, but Randy Rosarina, my favorite play on the board in tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our happy hour segment here, giving you 5 bats at 4,500 and below on DraftKings. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video, along with your guess on DraftKings for my highest scoring hitters fantasy output for a chance to win some free RotoGrinders swag. And while you're down there, give me your favorite home run call for tonight. Who's going yard here on this Friday night slate? Pints and Picks back tonight. I've got 2 prop bets I love for MLB tonight, 1 at plus odds. Make sure you go check that video out for 2 of my favorite bets over on our Scores and Odds YouTube page. RotoGrinders.com. I am Beer saying salute. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.